breaking free from the cage of attachment, dimension-raising awareness.
Welcome to this episode of Deep Breakdown. The material I am sharing and analyzing with you today is truly special. It comes from a profoundly insightful session hosted by the Buddha Practical Association of Australia. Honestly, this is an absolute, mind-bending philosophical journey. Are you ready to shatter your fixed thinking patterns? Because what we are about to discuss might just completely upend your understanding of so-called reality. Let us start with a soul-searching question. What dimension of space do you think you are living in right now? Don't rush to give me the standard answer from your high school physics textbook. In this source material, the master tosses out the Socratic question, instantly shattering the apprentice's and really, as ordinary people's most ingrained cognitive assumptions. Faced with this question, how do you think the apprentice answered? Very typically, he said, I'm in a three-dimensional space. I can understand 3D objects. If you add the timeline, maybe it's 4 dimensions. Sounds reasonable, right? But this perfectly displays the mental momentum of modern people. The moment dimension is mentioned, our brains immediately lock onto scientific, physical or mathematical concepts, points, lines, 3D space, timelines. But let us pause and think, what if these cold physical definitions can't describe the true state of your life at all? What would that look like? This brings us to our first section, what is a true dimension? Let us temporarily set aside those rigid impressions of physical space and step into a brand new perspective centered on spirit and awareness. Compare these two definitions of dimension. The scientific, AI standard measured by length, width, height, and time used to quantify the physical world. The spiritual mental standard measured by your level of awareness, your insight into the law of cause and effect karma, and your daily behavioral patterns. The master points out a crucial truth here: our minds operate on a completely different coordinate system. The master's response carried a bit of dark humor, but it was incredibly sharp. He said, what does your physical shape's dimension have to do with you? You aren't dead. It sounds harsh, but the logic is sound. Unless we are a block of wood or a table, lifeless, inert objects defining ourselves using physical length, width, and height is meaningless. The dimension your life truly occupies is by determined by your state of cognition and your inner freedom. To bring this somewhat abstract concept down to earth, let us move to part 2, the end trapped in a circle. This metaphor is brilliant. Seriously, imagine a game you might have played as a kid. You place an end on a desk, crawling forward, and draw a circle around it with a ballpoint pen. What happens? The ant is immediately bewildered by the smell of the penning. It completely abandons its original path and starts spinning endlessly inside the circle that you casually drew. In reality, the ink line couldn't physically stop it. Right, what truly trapped it was a blind spot in its perception and its attachment to that smell. Reflecting on this, the master posed a chilling, soul-searching question. I want to ask all of you the same thing now. Do you think you are any different from that ant spinning on the paper? Following this question, we enter today's core topic, the most moving part of the entire discussion, the self-made prison of attachment. We need to look inward and ask, how do human beings lock themselves down just like that ant? In the master's context, drawing a circle is a form of psychological self-imprisonment. How do we draw these circles? Through greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and endless desire. We construct a mental prison for ourselves. Hearing this, the apprentice had a moment of realization and gave a few relatable examples. For instance, you eat something delicious and get stuck in the circle of I want to eat more. Or someone offends you with just a single sentence, and you replay it in your mind every day, trapped in a loop of resentment. Simply put, whenever we encounter something we desperately want or strongly detest, we unconsciously draw a circle on the spot and lock ourselves inside. Yet, what is the most helpless tragedy in all of this? As the master lamented, you drew the circle yourself. So you soak in your own circle forever. There is no mysterious external force imprisoning you. It is a self-directed, self-acted drama. Every day, we encounter all kinds of people and events. Good and bad, we keep drawing circles and stacking them up until we are completely submerged, losing all capacity to perceive higher dimensions. So, looking back, Are humans really that much more advanced than ants? The reality might be a bit of a reality check. Look at humans on one side constantly creating fictional psychological traps for themselves, sometimes even ruining their health through overindulgence and gluttony. This self-destructive tendency is all too common. Now look at real ant colonies on the other side. They have no selfishness. They never hoard food for themselves. And they possess incredible discipline. All of their work serves the survival of the collective. And they never overconsume out of greed. That's why the master offered a sharp yet undeniably true statement: you don't even have the competence of an ant. If a person only looks at what's right in front of them, behaves selfishly, never learns from lessons, ignores consequences, then ruins their health because they can't control their greed, then in terms of awareness and behavior, we truly fall short of those disciplined, selflessly devoted ants. This forced the apprentice, and us, to confront the blind spots of human nature. Now that we see the dilemma clearly, let us do a complete system upgrade. Part 4: Redefining life as dimensions. Let's look at how dimensions are calculated in the world of awareness. Let's completely forget about length, width, and height. The awareness of point short-sightedness. A person only sees the immediate desire right in front of them and rushes blindly forward, ignoring cause and effect. The awareness of line, knowing how to look forward and backward. Before you speak or act, you clearly understand the origins, context, and future consequences. That is already the mindset. The awareness of plane, having a full view that includes left and right. The entire picture is in your field of vision. You are fully aware of the chain reactions your words and actions trigger around you, so you never indulge blindly. The awareness spatial volume, a massive leap in spiritual state. On top of Sandy, it adds to words above and below. Above, deeply understanding how to respect rules, parents, and elders from the heart. Below, knowing with absolute clarity what boundaries and wisdom to use when guiding younger generations, subordinates, or your children. Forward, backward, left, right, up, down, all causes, effects, and relationships become crystal clear, allowing you to advance and retreat with poise. This is an extraordinarily profound and noble the state of mindful vigilance. Understanding these grand principles is one thing, but execution is key. How do we actually raise our dimension? Following the master's guidance. The apprentice mapped out a path to escape that ED point. It boils down to 3 steps. Stop drawing circles next time you encounter something you intensely like or dislike. Don't rush headlong into it and get stuck. See the karma cause effect, extend your line forward and backward. Think about the consequences before speaking or acting. And regularly review your past path to learn from your mistakes. Expand your awareness to observe your front, back, left, right, above, and below to build a true, holistic view. Yet, behind our desperate push to upgrade, the master left us with the most striking sentence of the entire dialogue. You are naturally in a dimension-free state. Yet you insist on forcing yourself into ED, RD, and self-drawn circles. What does this mean? It means your original mind is inherently free and unconstrained. It holds no dimensional limitations. Raising your dimension isn't about searching for secret manuals or superpowers outside yourself. It is a process of subtraction. The moment you stop imprisoning yourself, you naturally restore the boundless freedom that was always yours. As we bring this deep breakdown to a close, I want to leave this ultimate question with you: which dimension will you choose to live in today? When you return to the mundane realities of daily life, when someone unexpectedly upsets you, or when you face a massive temptation, will you choose to be like that ant on the paper, drawing a circle to trap yourself into a helpless point? Or will you take a deep breath, step back to see the full cause and effect, and return to your true, unconstrained, free self? I hope today's sharing helps you break down the cage within your heart. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.